Hi, second grade writers. Do you remember that earlier we read our next chapters of Mercy Watson to the Rescue? And in that chapter, if you remember, the bed broke and Mercy went running and her parents thought she was going for help. But was she going for help? No, she wasn't. She was going for some hot, buttery toast. Today in writing, I want us to really think about what we want to write. Today is going to be more about talking through what we want to write before we actually write it. You know, when you're picking out a book, whether it's to go in your book bucket or we're in the library, when you're picking out a book, I see you guys and you're like, hey, have you seen this book? It's about, and you're constantly telling people what your book is about, or maybe you're telling them you should read this, you'd really enjoy it. So here's what I see us do sometimes. We talk about the book so much, and then when we get down to the point where we're going to write about it, we're exhausted and we don't have anything else to say about it because we've already talked about it so much. So here's what we want to practice. I want you to practice maybe on a mom or a dad or a sibling. I want you to think about the book and the chapters that we read today of Mercy Watson. And I want you to think, what is your opinion about Mercy or Mr. Watson or Mrs. Watson? And then I want you to tell me what are your proof behind why you think that about the character. So for instance, I might say, I think Mercy Watson puts food above everything else. The reason that I think that she puts food above everyone else is, do you remember that in chapter 3, even though Mr. and Mrs. Watson had said, do not move off the bed, she went ahead and got off the bed and went running, and it was not to get help. She was running for some hot buttery toast, wasn't she? So that tells me that one of the